Here at Rigor Mortis Studios in downtown San Bernardino. We got all your studio needs, man. Green screen, recording. We got the photography set up, man. We're a compound for creators. If you're looking to create, you're looking to be interviewed, you're just looking to sit down and figure out if we can collaborate. Hit us up at politicandbroadcastingnetworks.com. You can tap in and hit us up, send us a message, schedule an interview, check out our content, man. So we here, man. Back again, man. Introduce yourself, man. Tell the people who you are.
Hello, world. I'm B.E.E. Original, one of the inhabitants of Southern California, San Bernardino County, and an activist for the kids, families, and people in poverty here in the county, and looking to be a staple of somebody who can assist those in need.
Okay, so an activist. How did you end up becoming an activist? Because for me, I started as like a podcaster, then I moved into like a business owner, but now I'm moving more into the activist field, you know. And for me, it was something that just happened. So I'm wondering, is it something that you're passionate about your people and your community, and it just led you into this field?
Yeah, yes, sir. Same thing. Just seeing that, you know, the big objectives of trying to clean a community or just fix a street, and having to ask the city to do it, and if they don't do it, it almost may never get done. So I just wanted to figure out how to earn the funding to actually improve my community physically and develop it, as well as have a place to educate for those that, even me in college, I didn't get enough of the education I felt I needed to be my best. So
what college did you go to?
I visited Chaffey College, and as well as San Bernardino Valley College for a class or two. But at a point, I just realized I met, you know, business owners as well that lived in my community, and I realized I need to study business and understand how to build my own income.
Exactly.
Yeah, you could do what you want.
So what made you want to rebuild the community?
Yeah.
Are you from San Bernardino?
From the county, raised in Fontana, and came out here about 2 years ago because I feel that San Bernardino is the source to make the whole county better. So yeah, and just seeing that it's not being done. When you see, you know, even the park where I grew up at, San Sylvain Park, still hasn't been redeveloped, and it's in a nice neighborhood. So I had to go ask the city, how can I figure out how to get the funding to redevelop it? And I'm at that point now to talk with the city of Fontana to redevelop that park. The basketball and the bathrooms are bad. So you know how some bathrooms in the parks out here are horrible.
Definitely. What brings you here, and why? What is your ultimate goal?
My goal at this point is to address a certain issue regarding jurisdiction of the courts here in San Bernardino County, and to actually challenge the power, the authority that's wielding the financial power over this county, and actually understand how their finances are being spread throughout the county, and then finally understand how to take back a role in the governmental county and state and city, so that the people who don't have a governmental say in it aren't getting the funding that they need to develop the community that they're a part of, finally have a real hand in the development of the county and community. Now my next move is actually just to keep going with this process of understanding where the funding is going, and just and actually challenge what's actually stopping the change. You know what I mean? It's individuals. I realize that everybody and everything, the state, county, city, is a regular person, a citizen that lives in the community just like you, whether they live up the hill or down the hill. And no matter what, if they're not using their job or their position properly, they can be challenged, and they can be taken from that position because they were given it. They didn't create it. So my goal now is just to really find out what next steps it take to actually gain a real resourceful power to help those from poverty with mental illness. And it's really an environment to be educated and know what to do, change my decisions, so that my life will be better and my environment is better because I know better.
So what was the event that started this off for you? What put you on this path?
To be honest, it was a spiritual experience I had through music, and seeing that a way to express myself can help others too. Expressing yourself can help others and help yourself. And at that point, I realized I've hidden so much, not talking as much as I should, and because I have a lot of information and experiences that I had in the county, and that was a couple of years ago, about 3 years ago. Changed my food, eating, and my mindset, and just started studying every day to be my best self. And I do that every day, just still keep studying to be better.
What would you say would be your favorite book or your favorite piece of information that kind of put you that serves as the basis of your way of thinking?
I would say it's personal development. I actually studied the definition of personal development and how there's different forms of personal development training, and that there's a psychological manner, and there's also another manner of training yourself in order to actualize what you have in your mind. And it was just studying the definition of words. So once I studied the definition of words, my mind just finally understands more. So a word like politicking or politics, I actually understand it now. It's influence. It's so I had to study definitions, and that helped me. So yeah. And then,
people don't understand a lot of times jargon. You know what I'm saying? And it's such a simple concept of just understanding business jargon so that you can understand what is actually being said in these rooms. And they speaking jargon so that they can keep the people that don't speak it outside the loop. So they expect you not to understand, and they want you to not understand by using jargon instead of regular words. Because these big words have basic meanings, and they could have used the basic word to describe it, but instead they use jargon to throw you off. You know what I'm saying? And that really is the basis of politics. It's jargon. They use jargon to talk in circles, and they say they're mad at Trump because he's not politically correct because he's the first president to not use jargon. He's the first president to go up there and just talk plain and simple. You know what I'm saying? You may not like it, but you clearly understand what he's saying and where he stands. And that's the first president that I can say that. Bush, he but he wasn't even pulling the strings. His dad was running that from behind the scenes. You know what I'm saying? So
that's real.
So speak on your case. What is the case that you have?
But like you were saying, like just simplifying the understanding of who has authority in the state, who has true authority in the county. You know what I mean? What gives them? Who gave them the authority? And these are the questions I was asking, simply regarding a simple case. And when the judges of the case could not determine, they couldn't charge the individual because they didn't have any established power when it was challenged. When the power was challenged in court, they cannot charge this individual. So the individual kept proceeding to understand how to end this little case. And once he got to the point of this CEO of the judicial department here in San Bernardino County, he realized that the power is really hidden, and whoever is really running things in this county, we're not really sure of. So I'm not sure of. So that was really my objective in the first place, to see who is the decision makers of this county, because they're holding the key to people eating, to people having homes out here, and until they're known and see what power is really being held by them, it's a longer journey to this point. You know what I mean? But if we challenge the real issue, the real people hurting us, then we resolve it a lot quicker. So I don't know the way to, but I'm on that path.
We have these opportunities to seize this power, and we choose not to.
It's just we don't know how, because all these children know that something's wrong. It's just when you get to see the CEOs of this judicial system, the people that are at the top of these buildings in downtown. I've been to the top of these buildings in downtown, and you see that they don't know what they're doing. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like that's why the whole county don't know what it's doing.
Definitely. I get I get it. So what is your overall goal?
Now is realizing, man. The courts is how everything changes because everything's changing through documentation because people follow policies and paperwork, and so I realized you have to. I don't set a court court date to talk to challenge the jurisdiction, and when enough people are doing it, that means then the judges, they don't have any power anymore because everybody's challenging their power.
Mm-hmm.
So that's as simple as that. Because if you know how to, you get a ticket and you have to go to court, and they say, "Oh, are you guilty? Not guilty?" and you don't know any other thing to say. You don't know how to challenge it. That's the missing information. That's where somebody that has experienced it and challenged it comes in and applies it. So I'm looking to unite the people that really want to take back this power because it's right here in front of us. Fear is false. Fear is from not knowing what to do. I've had fear as well because I don't know where to go, but I'm gonna just keep challenging, follow my spirit because it has a connection that my mind might not understand. And so at this point, it's really these dots, connecting them. We're meeting somebody like you, be able to get out this message because it's serious, it's real. The whole county knows, and at this point, it's God's timing to know what to do next because the paperwork is set in stone. They know their status and the status of this case, and I just been kept going, just hitting it because sooner or later it breaks.
That's how Meek Mill got out on 2 to 4 bail.
Yeah.
Because technically the judge didn't have jurisdiction to even do what she did to him.
Mm. Yeah.
And he didn't even know that. He went to jail and everything multiple times on violations when the judge didn't even have jurisdiction to do what she did. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
his lawyer had to challenge.
Exactly, but if you don't know to challenge the jurisdiction, then you won't know that they don't even have the right to do half of the stuff that they do to you. You know what I'm saying? We just so scared of the judge because a lot of the times we don't choose a jury trial.
Mm.
We go to a speedy trial.
Mm-hmm.
If we're incarcerated already, we go to a video court.
That's what I call
it. Where the judge is judge and jury.
Wow.
So there is no, and there's a Supreme Court, there's a House of Representatives, there's these checks and balances.
Mm-hmm.
For you to challenge these jurisdictions or these type of decisions. But if you don't have the resources or the know-how to do it, then there's no ways for you to do anything.
Till somebody comes and actually assists and has, proof.
So anybody that wants to join the cause or find more information, how can they reach you?
You can Google B Original, the letter B, period E, period E, period, original, last name Original, and you can just Google that online, and also you could actually look up B Original versus San Bernardino County on YouTube, and it actually has the recorded audio from our attorney's office because the judges actually excluded our attorneys in the courtroom, had all citizens leave the courtroom, and only had my attorneys in there to judge this, to associate for this case. And that's against all rules. You can't just make sure the whole community, the public, is taken from this case when it's a public case.
Mm-hmm.
So they're trying to privatize it. And so Be Original versus San Bernardino County, we will be free. And at this point, I thank you so much for watching. I thank you so much, brother, for even sitting down with me, meeting you, and your goals are going to manifest, and mine as well. So I'm thankful.
So the county of San Bernardino, man, the power is with the people.
Mm-hmm.
And if we want to make a change, it's not going to come from them. It's got to come from us. So if we really want to change the dynamics of what's going on, then stop talking about it and let's get to work, man. I know a lot of different organizations around here that's been doing their thing, man, as far as bringing a resurgence to San Bernardino, supplying with all ages with things to do and content, safe events to go to, places for people to bring out their do-it-yourself brands and personal businesses for them to showcase. So life is coming back, man. We just need to organize and come together instead of being 30 different groups out here trying to do the same thing in the same place.
Yeah, definitely. Come together. You got a platform to do it. So, yeah, you are that staple, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. All right, man. Well, this is Politicking the Podcast. We on every major platform, Spotify, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, PoliticandBroadcastingNetworks.com, the website. Tap in, man. Let's politic.